Listen, as a real estate investor, you are going to have highs and lows, ups and downs, but you'll never get to the highs if you aren't willing to submit LOIs. You have to be able to submit your LOI. You cannot drag your feet. And so today I'm going to make sure that you know the do's and don'ts so that you can stop being a weenie and submit the damn LOI. Let's go. As a reminder, Tyler Devereaux here, and I have been in the multifamily space for the better part of a decade. This is my company here. We have submitted a whole bunch of LOIs, man, and that's how we've been able to do a whole bunch of deals. We look at a whole bunch of deals, we actually submit offers on deals. You gotta remember, man, the LOI is not a binding process. So what is the worst that could happen? They could say no, and then you can learn from that experience and figure out how to submit a more attractive offer the next time. Sometimes the worst thing that could happen is they say yes. That's where all the work starts. But today I'm gonna make sure that you have the confidence to submit some offers. So today I'm going to walk you through the steps to submit an LOI to make sure that you actually submit LOIs. But stay around to the end. I'm going to walk you through my 6 do's and don'ts of submitting LOIs to make sure that you submit some good ones and stay safe and maintain your relationship. But let's dive into these steps to make sure that you go from where you're at now to submitting LOIs. Let's go. All right, the first step, the reason that I believe so many people do not submit LOIs is because they don't know, is this the right deal that I should buy? The reason they don't know if it's the right deal that they should buy is because they haven't defined what they buy. So step 1 is define what your target is. You need to define what your target is. You need to answer the 3 most important questions that we have, well, really in any situation, which is number 1, what do you buy? Like actually, what do you buy? How many units? Where is it at? How much equity can you raise? Is it a B, C, D, A class? How do you structure your deals? What do you buy? Define it. That's called your buy box. That is your target. You need to define that. Your broker's gonna ask you that. But here's the thing, when you define it, remember this, when the target is clear, success is near. So when you define it and then you see that targeted deal come across your plate, then you'll have the confidence to submit the offer, as long as you also know question number 2. Question number 2 you need to answer is why. Why do you buy it? So number 1, what do you buy? Number 2, why do you buy it? These are the compelling reasons that you do what you do. Why are you in that market? Why is that the asset class that you're targeting? Why is that the unit count you're targeting? What you're doing is you're getting it's your investment philosophy. This is your philosophy. Like, what is your philosophy behind doing what you do? And you need to know that to not only raise capital, but also to win deals, because when you know the answers to those questions, that breeds confidence. So number 1, my friends, define your target. What do you buy? Why do you buy it? And then listen, the third question is, how do you operate that deal? How do you execute? What are your underwriting processes? What are your due diligence processes? How do you mitigate risks? You define those as well, and you'll be able to, once again, have more confidence to submit offers. Number 2 is you need to be the first to reply. Now, you don't know if you're the first to reply, but the goal is to be the first one to reply and start the conversation with the broker. This is going to get you off on a good foot with the broker and let them know that you are somebody that can take action quickly, make decisions quickly, and it's a great first impression with the broker. So you need to start the conversation quickly, be the first to reply. When they send you a deal, you need to be able to do a quick and dirty underwriting. By the way, I have a whole training that I did on quick and dirty underwriting that you can check out so that you can quickly, once again, follow up with the broker on the things that you need to ask, do. Once again, does it hit your target? Which is why number 1, define your target is so important. And then number 2, once you see that it hits your target, reply. Reply and start the conversation with the broker. This once again gets you on a good foot with the broker, starts building that relationship with the broker, and then respect that you know what you want. There is few more things that are attractive to somebody that knows what they want than they have the freaking guts to go get it. Step number 3, once you're talking to the broker, ask better questions. Write that down. Ask better questions. The quality of your questions will produce the quality of your answers, which will then produce the quality of your results. Questions are key, man. Listen, I love to learn from anybody and everybody that I can within the space, but let me tell you, one thing that I love to learn from Tony Robbins is an example. I go to these Tony Robbins conferences and I realize that what he does is he asks tons of questions, better questions that uncover, well, the underlying motivations, the underlying needs, the underlying things that you want to know that are going to put you in a position to create a win-win offer. That's the whole key here. You want to submit an offer that's a win-win offer, which means you're going to switch seats and you're going to see it from their perspective. But the only way that you can truly do that is to ask better questions. There's 3 questions that you need to ask and uncover. Number 1, just like step 1, You need to know what you want, why you want it, and how you operate. Well, what you need to know now is, what does the seller want? What do they want? What are they looking for? What's the guidance? You're gonna ask the broker, what's the guidance on the deal? It's gonna give you a good understanding of what the seller is looking for. And then you can even ask that, what is the seller looking for? You can ask, why is the seller selling? What we're trying to uncover here is what is the outcome that this seller is looking to achieve? Yes, money is a big portion of it, but it's always deeper than that, which comes to question number 2, why? So what do they want, but why is that the thing? I'll give you an example of this, okay? We had a deal in Columbia, South Carolina called Charbonneau Apartments. It's a 138 unit deal where the seller was selling because, well, they needed to sell. But what everyone else was doing was they were submitting offers. This is in 2020. They were submitting offers based on new loan terms, which would have left the seller with a $1.8 million prepayment penalty. Big prepayment penalty for somebody that's already struggling. What we did is we actually uncovered that there would be a $1.8 million prepayment penalty, and then we ran the numbers and ran the structure to make it a win-win offer. But that was only able to happen because we asked better questions. So what does the seller want and need? Why do they want and need it? Why don't they have it? What are they looking for? Why is that important to them? And then number 3 is, how do we get it to them? How do we structure an offer that is a win-win offer? And there is such a thing as a win-win offer. And I want you to really let that sink in. And if you ask those better questions, your mind has no other option but to go to work answering those questions. So literally, how can I create a win-win offer here? You determine that by knowing what the seller is looking for and why that's important to them. And number 4 is to think bigger. What I mean by that is to think bigger than just this one deal that you're submitting an offer on. This is a relationship-based business, man. Think bigger with your relationships and understand that you're gonna submit offers that you may not win. Listen, it'd be great to win all offers. This is win or learn, but it's win, learn, and build relationships is what it is. See, as you're submitting these offers, you're gonna be in front of the brokers. You're gonna be having regular conversations with the brokers. And if you're doing that in a respectful way and you're learning throughout the process, hey, how could I structure this deal differently? How could I be more, attractive, on my next LOI? They're gonna see you. Think about the people you know the best. People you know the best are the people that you chat with the most. So if this broker is sending you deals and you are responsive, this is another big thing. Be responsive with this relationship, meaning do what you say you're gonna do. If you say you're gonna get them something in that time frame. If they send you a question or ask you a question or give you a call, answer, reply, let them know you're gonna get back to them if you can't do it right away, and then actually do that. See, this relationship game is gonna be the think bigger process that you're gonna be going through as you're submitting LOIs. But I want you to understand, by submitting LOIs, you are in the game. You are building relationships. You're having those conversations. And they see you. And eventually, let me tell you, my friend, you'll win a deal. You will never win a deal, experience that high, once again, if you do not submit the LOI. You have to submit the LOI. And understand that there is no risk. The risk isn't in the decision to submit the LOI, it's in decision to not submit the LOI. Quit waffling, quit wavering. There's no perfect offer. I say submit a win-win offer. There's no one perfect offer. But as you submit offers, you're in the game. And when you're in the game, you can learn from every single response, become bigger, faster, stronger, especially if you make sure that you build those relationships. Number 5 is believe that you can and know that you will. Meaning, you're not gonna have everything figured out, but you will figure everything out. Be ready to play the game, but know that the game is played and the game is figured out as you play the game. You're not gonna know everything, man. No matter what, every single deal has its different nuances. Understand that. You overcome the fear by taking massive action. So take the actions and know that you will figure it out. But listen, do the prep work beforehand, because that prep work is gonna be what gives you the confidence. These are your foundational items, man. So write these things down. Do you have your team built? Do you have a team of sponsors? Do you have a team of property management companies, attorneys, these things you put together? Do you have them? If not, build that team. Continually build the team. Number 2 is your investors. Are you having investor conversations? The more investor conversations that you have, the more confident that you're going to be to submit offers. So start having those right now. Don't wait until you have an offer accepted. That puts you in a weak position with your investor. Start having those conversations right now. And then number 3, the other prep work that you need to do is your market research. Do you know your market research? Do you have some property packet stuff put together so that when you get that deal under contract, you can start to put together a property packet to send to investors so you can execute quickly. Do the prep work. Once again, believe that you can, but then freaking know that you will. All right, with all that said now, as promised, here are the 6 do's and don'ts of submitting your LOI. Number 1, do not get emotionally attached to the LOI or the deal, man. do not get emotionally attached. Number 2, do not submit your best and final offer on your initial offer. Submit something that is in line with the guidance, but not your best and final top tier that you can do. Number 3, do not submit a lowball offer. There's no quicker way to piss off a broker than to try to lowball a deal. Once again, ask better questions. What's the guidance? Submit an offer that is a reasonable offer that still gives you some wiggle room. Number 4, do submit a strong offer you can actually close on. That's going to take you knowing, once again, number 1, what your target is, and then being true to your underwriting processes and procedures and submitting an offer that gives you some wiggle room that you know you can execute on, which comes in line with do number 5, which is do submit a win-win offer. Listen, you're not trying to lowball, you're not trying to undercut. It can actually be a win-win scenario. In the single family space, sometimes I felt like I had to undercut the seller for me to win as the buyer. That's not the case here. The seller can win and you can win as long as you know that you can execute your business plan. So do submit a win-win offer once again. And then number 6, man, do talk to your broker before you submit the offer. This is an absolute must and a non-negotiable. Do not submit an offer without talking to your broker, because if you do that, well, then you've pretty much skipped the other steps that I've talked about, because once again, one of those is to switch seats, ask better questions, and make sure that you're building relationships. The whole point here is to win deals. Sure, that's the outcome that we're looking for. We do that by building relationships. You ain't gonna build a relationship. You don't talk to the broker, you don't submit LOIs. So make sure you do those. All right, my friend, there are your steps to submit an LOI to go from where you are now to submitting an LOI. Now, if you pull some value from this, go share it. Go leave a comment of other things that you would like to learn. I love to read those, and I love to create videos that are custom to, well, your questions that you submit. So submit those down there, share, follow, subscribe, all those kind of things. And then once again, quit being a damn weenie, submit some offers, and live always with aloha. Peace.